Sounds
See.
good. All right. Thank
All
you.
right, now look up and see. Are we? No?
You still can't see me?
Okay,
No.
one sec here.
I can see like a little thumbnail of me, but it's a whole black screen other than that.
Oh, and so you don't see yourself either?
I do see a small thumbnail.
Okay, interesting. One second. Okay, tell me if you're your host camera.
I made your cookies. They're delicious.
You did. I made your sloppy joes.
How'd it turn out?
They came out great. Oh, there you are. There you are.
Okay.
I'm really glad to see you. I'm really glad to see you. I'm sorry you don't feel well.
I feel fine. I just haven't gotten my voice back yet. But I didn't want to cancel the whole day. I canceled yesterday.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is real life.
Well, it is for sure. Are
And
you
maybe
hearing
it's
an
the-
echo? I'm hearing an echo of me.
Aha. Well, let's see.
No, I don't see either
Also,
one of
it's
us.
okay if it's just me.
Okay.
That's better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. You can hear and see each other.
And we're not going to go the whole hour. I just blocked it out so we'd have leeway.
That's fine. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you read this? These are comments.
Hi, Caroline. Carolyn is here. Hi, Carolyn, the crone. I sound like Demi Moore today.
You do. Very sexy.
So it's been a year since I've seen you. What have you been up to?
Well, it's really nice to catch up with you, Lisa. I've been busy working on the ebook that's part of the bundle and working with clients throughout the year as well. And, just having a lot of opportunity to interact and teach and share my recipes with people across the country. So it's been lots of fun. How about you?
Yeah,
I know you've got a podcast, among other things.
Yes. Did you talk to Lauren yet?
I haven't talked to Lauren yet. We've
Yeah.
texted, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been really fun. We just had Dr. Michael Greger on. We had Dr. Clapper. We've got some really great guests coming up.
You
Chef
sure
AJ.
do. It's been
Yeah, so Chef
fantastic.
AJ will be here. She'll be on it more toward the summer when she's releasing her book. So yeah, it's going to be great. Thank you for
Oh my
mentioning
gosh,
it.
how exciting. That's
I
so
know.
exciting. I'm
But
so thrilled for you.
yeah, I'm really excited to be here with you talking about the bundle because I was thinking this morning, like, I don't have to plan any menus for the week. I'm just going to pick recipes from the bundle and cook them and know that they're going to be really good and really healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way. I have been just beginning to explore because there's so much information. Even though we got a preview, which was lovely, it's just there's so much fun stuff to start to scout through and just kind of get lost in all the opportunities for being motivated and inspired with lots of new things. And one of them is your recipe that I just made. I have a pan full of your sloppy joes with the lentil sloppy joes that we just put together, and I'm really excited. They are delicious and can't wait to
It's
have
pretty
those for
easy.
dinner tonight. Yeah.
They're pretty easy too, right?
And they're really easy. Yeah. And it's just all in one pan and it's really fast. It's a very good weeknight meal. And your book, I think, is just so inspiring with
Oh, thank you.
diverse, recipes from around the world, all kinds of delicious flavors to enjoy. So yeah, that's where I started was the lentil sloppy joes. And next up is your recipe for mujadra. So
Oh,
I'll be
fantastic.
making that.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, this is your ebook.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
I can see it. That's my book.
I'm
Oops, my
so
book cookie
excited.
stuff.
Okay, so Vicki,
Yeah.
I made your cookies.
Which
Yay!
one?
I made the raspberry cookies.
Oh yeah. with the chocolate chips on top.
So have you tried these?
I have a different brand. I've used a Trader Joe's brand of the unsweetened chocolate chips. And for people who don't need it to be unsweetened, I prefer that because I try to avoid real sugar. But if people are using sugar, you can use just a dark chocolate chip. But yeah, I haven't used that brand. Is there coconut
They're
sugar in
a,
that one?
they're a little pricey, but they're date sweetened. So there's no refined
Oh,
sugar. Yeah.
but they're chips. They're chocolate chips. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they're
perfect.
chips. I use the date lady, of course. I got like 6 bags from the coupon from last year's bundle.
Yeah. I think there's
And
another coupon this year in our bundle as well, so we get to enjoy that again. So I
yeah, so
totally am going to
so
do
our
the same
viewers
thing.
should definitely get the date sugar from the date lady. But your cookies, oh my gosh, they're so nutritious that I
Yeah.
had one for breakfast. They're so good. They've got oat flour, they've got almond butter, superfoods for health and longevity. They've got the raspberry, so they've got berries, which are so good for you. They're sweetened with date sugar, so it's an unrefined sugar. I mean,
Yeah.
I have such a terrible sweet tooth, and I'm constantly looking to make treats that I can feel good about eating that are going to actually be nutritious. And that's why I love your recipes so much. Last year, I made a chocolate recipe of yours. I think I had chocolate for breakfast, and I felt great for the rest of the day. But my favorite desserts actually are desserts with fruit. So thank you for your book, and I'm excited to plow through the other recipes in your book because your desserts are so good. I love to cook, but desserts for me are like frozen berries in a blender with chia seeds and dates, and then that's it, because
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
best I can do. So like when I see creative recipes like yours, and again because they're so nutritious, I I I don't mind having them around. I can eat them and feel good about it. So I just wanted
Thank
to
you.
put that out.
I'm so glad. That's exactly how I feel about them as well. And you and I connected last year when I made one of your delicious recipes that was a dessert. I think it was a caramel sauce,
Oh,
and it
right.
inspired me with, that's kind of how we had a chance to talk. And so I feel the same way. I love baking, and I really have a sweet tooth, and it usually hits late in the day for me. And that's when I
Yeah.
start thinking about what can I have that I'll feel good about tomorrow. And so
Yeah.
all of the recipes in here, it's over like 80 pages of recipes, and each one has a full page color photograph to go with it. And
I mean,
every recipe,
that book in itself is worth $50. And for $49, you get that plus 149 other contributions. Like that's
yeah,
incredible.
you really do get an incredible value. But I'm very proud of this book. I worked on this book for many months, and I'm very happy to have a chance to kind of launch it in this bundle. And every recipe in here is sugar free, and it's also, of course, oil free because the whole bundle is oil free. But it's also gluten free. So I would say it's always gluten free unless somebody isn't worried about the kind of oats they use,
Okay.
because a lot of the recipes use oats. But as long as they're gluten-free oats, then every recipe is also gluten-free. So, and then there's a dash of salt in some of the recipes, but it could be left out. So it could totally be SOS free. It's just like a dash if you're something, who doesn't mind adding salt, but that's all definitely optional. And so, yeah, so I'm very excited to share this book with everyone. And it was really a joy to put together. And there's so much in this bundle, and that's such a good point, Lisa, because um, between your book and my book, I mean, that really would pay for the bundle in itself, and over probably. And people get like over 100, I think it's 151 items that are now worth $8,049
Isn't that
for
crazy?
$49. And it's like just gathered for this very, very, very short time. And then it all disperses back out to be worth
That's
those
right.
amounts of individual people will be selling their own products for again. So yeah, it's an amazing opportunity to gather all this stuff. So
Well, for the
yeah,
people, for our viewers, I want to just mention, because you said oil-free, gluten-free, SOS-free, but you can add a pinch of salt. I'm not SOS-free, so I don't do oil for the most part, but I do a little salt, so you can put a pinch of salt
me
in. But
too. Me
the
too.
reason I bring this up is because when people hear that, they think, oh, that sounds terrible. But oh my God, these
Yeah.
cookies, just if you do nothing else and make these cookies from the bundle, you will see. This will take you down that path to realize how much flavor can come out of just natural whole ingredients. And
It's really true. And I
yeah,
think for the most part, all of the recipes, with very few exceptions, unless there's like layers of something, they're all really simple. They're all like pretty much one bowl, 5 or 6 ingredients for the most part. I'm going to actually make one for you today and show you a couple others because pretty much I'd say they're all really simple because that's how I cook because I don't have a lot of time and I do like things to taste good. So I'm going to just show you this one thing that I
great.
made yesterday. This is another cookie that's in there, and it's a peanut butter and jelly oatmeal cookie.
Oh my
And
gosh, peanut
literally, I
butter
think
is
it's
my
just like four or
favorite.
five. It's just like bananas, peanut butter, some sugar-free jelly, like that's just fruit sweetened.
Mhm.
And I use blueberries. So the blueberry that you're seeing is from the blueberry jelly. And that's pretty much it. Peanut butter, oats, blueberries, jam that's fruit sweetened. What did I miss? Vanilla, like baking powder, baking soda. That's about it. Bananas too. And
I
that's about
love
it. And
bananas
these
as a base.
are,
That's
it's another way to use up those ripe bananas. And,
you
these
can
are like
have
good
that.
for breakfast too.
Yeah, that's a grab and go for breakfast. You know what I wanted to say is I was thinking about this because Lauren and I did an interview with Jane and Ann Esselstyn recently for our podcast, and
I saw that. Yes.
I was telling them, I said, you guys make this also accessible. And they said, well, that's because we're not trained chefs. We're just go in the kitchen and we make food. And like a lot of us in the bundle, like we got so passionate about the health transformation we had, and then we learned to cook. But we're coming from the perspective of making it simple for everybody. You do not have to be a trained chef to go in the kitchen and make delicious, healthy, whole food, plant-based food. And I love that. I think that all of us have that in mind, that we want it to be easy and accessible. And that's what I found with all the recipes in the bundle, that they're anyone can make them. And but in addition to that, I haven't dove in yet. But like, there's a whole like Dr. McDougall program. Dr. Furman has a contribution. There's fitness. Dr. Melanie Joy, who is an incredible author. She writes about veganism and the planet, and I mean, there's so much incredible content. I haven't even cracked the surface yet. I can't wait to.
I know, absolutely. I feel the same way. I downloaded material that I'm going to just have a chance to just enjoy, at my leisure, just kind of browsing through and picking recipes that I might want to try. And I've got just so much waiting for me. I'm so excited about Dr. McDougall's gut health program that's being
Me too.
debuted in this bundle. So it's
Yeah.
like his new mini course that the people who buy the bundle get the first opportunity to
Oh my
view.
gosh, that
And
alone is worth $8,000.
absolutely, right? And I mean, there's really no price people can put on their
Yeah,
health. So in
yeah.
truly, I mean, it really would be worth the full price to have access to all this. But at this kind of bargain, it's just, it's understandable that it's only available for such a short time because it's kind of an amazing, I mean, it's just almost too good to be
So good.
true, but it's so,
I
so
know.
good.
I know.
And then
Um,
there's that collector's item of
oh
this
yes,
special spring inspiration cookbook of an
cookbook.
additional 70 recipes that are available one time only. That book will never be
Yeah.
available anywhere else.
Yeah,
It's
you won't be
only
able to
available in
buy
the
that
bundle.
again after this week. Yeah. So
No,
for the
no.
show notes, for the so I recommend the Hue chocolate chips, but any dark chocolate dairy free chips. I like the Beyond Nature fruit spread because it's just fruit sweetened, but there's that Italian one. So you have, yes, mine don't look as good as yours, but they taste delicious. um,
They do look as good. They look great. And yeah, this is a really easy recipe. Yeah, it's just got just a few ingredients. You just slip them in the oven. They're out in 12 minutes, and it's just really, they freeze well. And my daughter loves these. So this is one that's on rotation for us all the time. So I'm glad that you made those, Lisa. It's exciting to see
thank
them in
you.
a new household. It's always fun.
Thank you. All
So
right.
I
So
wanted to show one other item
yes,
that I
please.
just made so that I can share. This is also another recipe from my from this cookbook. It's my chocolate cupcake recipe, and this is a recipe we use for birthdays, but it's so good and so healthy. You can really use it anytime. And I'm going to make a chocolate sauce today that you can kind of drizzle almost like a frosting over this chocolate cupcake that I recommend. So
Great.
um, I would love to share. It's a super easy recipe. It's also in here. Let's see what page is that on. Here it is. It's a homemade chocolate sauce, and it comes together really
Gosh,
quickly. It's no
I would
bake
eat
or
that out of
anything,
the
no cook.
jar.
I know. It's really good, and there's just nothing that's unhealthy in it. It's just all very pure. So we're going to start with, in a blender jar, some raw cashews. And if you're using a Vitamix, you could just stick it right in here. And if you're not using a Vitamix, just a general blender, I'd recommend that you soak them for a little while with the liquid that we're going to add to it. So
To
now I'm
soften
adding
them
some
up.
water, and then I'm adding some cocoa or cacao. It's actually cacao powder. You can use either one. And then some date syrup. My friend Date Lady's date syrup, which is a very common ingredient in my recipes because I love to use just the fruit or dates or date syrup or date sugar in as my sweetener. I'm going to add a
Dates are
pinch of
so
salt.
nutritious. Dates are
So
loaded with,
nutritious.
yeah,
all,
potassium and
all kinds
nutrients.
of minerals.
Yep.
Splash of vanilla. And that is it. This is our chocolate sauce. And here we go. I'm just going to blend this, and it's just going to take a minute. So I'm going to make some noise for a second if you want to mute me.
Let's see. Apple is here. Hi, Apple.
You can scroll.
Oh, hi, Apple. Apple's my friend now. I met Apple yesterday.
I love
She made one of
Apple.
my recipes yesterday.
Oh, she said
Hello, lovely Apple.
she made your peanut butter, your PB&J cookies, and she's eating them right now with a mug of tea.
Oh, how lovely. So here's our chocolate sauce. And this is ready to use as hot chocolate. You can add this to,
That
some
was
steamed
so
milk
easy. So
or to a
easy.
coffee. So easy. And if you use less water, which I have a note in here in my cookbook about, if you use less water, it can become a frosting. So
Mm,
also when you refrigerate it, it'll get thicker. So it's at its thinnest
yes.
now, kind of perfect for drizzling. But as it gets thicker, it'll be just lovely as well to add to any kind of dessert. So I'm just putting just a little bit on top of this cupcake to make it a little bit more special. You wouldn't need to.
How much
And then
water
this can
did
be
you put in?
refrigerated.
How
I
much
put in
water?
half of a cup in here, but I
So
would
if you
recommend
wanted like a
like
thicker frosting,
cut
you'd
it in
put,
half.
okay,
Yeah, maybe start
great.
with 2 tablespoons, I say,
Uh,
and then add it, make it 4 if you want it
Just
a little
enough to
softer.
get it going, right?
Just enough to get it going. And then we've just got this lovely drizzle, and we can just put a few berries around it, and we've got a really pretty tempting, to
Oh my
me, tempting.
gosh.
I can eat several of these at a time, and I have.
I'm
And
going
I'm
to
not
make
saying you
that
should, but
next.
they're really, really good, and they freeze really well if you have extras. And they're so healthy. There's nothing in them. So there's a couple of different cupcake recipes in my cookbook. Some donuts, a couple sauces, cookies, cakes, a bundt cake, brownies, all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, I'm
I,
really delighted to be able to share that. So yeah,
I am going
that's
to make
my
those.
quick. And I have to say, you would not you would not know. There's no oil, there's no flour, there's no well, there's oat flour, but there's no standard, wheat flour. There's no gluten, there's no eggs, there's no butter, there's no sugar. It's just really pure
Tell
food. So
everybody, excuse me, tell everybody how easy it is to make oat flour. All you need to do is have rolled oats.
all you need to do is have rolled oats and just put them in your blender and just give it a whiz, or your food processor. Yeah, either one, and just give it a
So you
zap
do
for a
not
few
have to go out and
seconds.
buy, yeah, you don't have to buy oat flour. You have your rolled oats from your oatmeal, put them in the blender and blend them. It makes life so much easier. You don't have to have another bag of flour in your pantry.
Absolutely. You can, and it's much less expensive also. You can just do it yourself. It's all fresh, you know exactly where it came from. And if you're a person who just wants to skip that step and buy oat flour, you can do that too and just keep it in the freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vicki. Um,
So it's just so nice to see you and so nice to talk to you. And I know you've got a big day ahead. So I'm
yes,
not
thank you
going
so
to
much.
keep you too long.
I hope you were able to understand me with my Demi Moore voice today.
I was able to understand you. It's just a pleasure to see you. And
It's a
I'm
pleasure
so
to
excited
see
to.
you. Have a
Yeah, I
great
have so
bundle
much
week.
admiration for the work that you do. You are really amazing, and I'm honored to be part of your show
Aw, I
today.
feel
So
the
thank
same
you.
about you. You are just contributing such a gift to the world with this, and I hope that everybody will buy the bundle and make your recipes and my recipes and everyone's recipes. So thank you so
Absolutely,
much for
absolutely.
joining me. Have a great
Thank you so
bundle
much.
week. Maybe I'll see you
You
later in
too.
the week. Okay.
Hope so. Okay.
Mwah.
Bye bye.